Hello, beautiful lady. Yes, I am talking to you. It is Thursday, and you know what goes down here on Thursday. Wife Life with Dr. Gail goes down here on Thursday. So do me a huge favor. Make sure you're hitting the subscribe button and the little bell right next to it so you will know when I go live.
We're bringing sexy back. We're bringing sexy back.
Let's get it started. Harder, won't you give it up?
I want to talk to you about a subject that is a little taboo, especially in the Christian community. And as you guys know, I am a woman of faith. I love God, but I also deal with people from around the world with different circumstances, different things that are going on in their marriages. And so tonight I want to talk to you about the good, the bad, and the ugly of an open marriage. Okay. And again, I know I'm going to get a lot of comments, which I'm okay with that because again, every marriage is different. Every circumstance is different. And when I go into this teaching tonight, I really want you to go into it with an open mind because you never know what's going to happen in your marriage. Okay. So open marriage is defined as a relationship which both spouses agree to allow each other to engage in sexual romance and also sexual encounters that they talk about, they have a clear-cut understanding about, so it's different from committing adultery. And so let me give you some of the advantages of an open marriage and let me give you some of the disadvantages of an open marriage, okay? Number one, that open marriage will allow you to have increased freedom, right? Increased freedom and the opportunity for you to explore other desires that you have outside of your marriage that the spouse is not willing to explore. That's the number one. Number two, it has an enhanced variety of experiences, right? Again, sometimes there are spouses that are not able to perform certain things because of medical conditions. There are some spouses that are religious, have religious beliefs, and the other one does not. So that causes conflict in their marriage. So it allows them to enhance a variety of sexual experiences that they agree upon. Okay. Number three, it opens the line of improved communication and trust. Because again, this is not something that you are doing behind your spouse's back. This is something that you guys sit down, you have an adult conversation about, and you open the lines of communication and you build trust that these are the boundaries that we set for this open relationship. And I, as your spouse, as the person that you said that I do to, are allowing you to do these things. And I need for you to stick to these boundaries. Okay. Number four advantage is that it allows you personal growth and self-discovery. Because sometimes when we come into our marriages, right, we come into our marriages with limited beliefs, limited experiences, and limited sexual encounters. Some people, that's not true, but for the most part, that is what happens. And you only know what you have experienced with your spouse and have grown to. Is that part of marriage? Absolutely it is. But also sometimes you need, people who discuss and explore this option are open and they learn new things and then they're able to come back and enhance their current marriage and their current marital bed. Let me give you some disadvantage, right? And for me with this subject, because Gil and I are not in a open relationship, and let me just be open and honest, I'm not one that could handle an open relationship and he is not either. But again, I want to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly of an open relationship. So let's look at the disadvantages. Number one, jealousy and insecurity can form really quickly in an open relationship. And I will tell you this, Gil and I both will deal with this situation. Even if we looked at all of the advantages that I just talked about, we would both do that because we are naturally jealous type people. And again, it starts with healthy conversation, but this is why the number one reason why it wouldn't work for us, but I'm not saying that it won't work for you guys. So jealousy and insecurities would definitely set in. Okay. Number two, there's a huge risk of emotional connection to the other person that you are exploring the open relationship with. And again, most open relationships, they have decided that they don't want a divorce. They want to stay within the confines of their marriage. It's just that one component when it comes to sexual experience and sexual exploration is where they want this open marriage to happen. Okay. So you can get emotional attached to someone, and that is more harder to break off than just having one sexual encounter. Okay. And so that is a huge, huge risk that you run when you explore an open marriage. Number three, social stigma and judgment, right? If your family or your church members or someone was to see you out with this other person, they could judge you. They could say, what is going on with you guys? What about your religion? What about God? What about your morals? What about all of these different kind of things? And if you're not ready to explore and have a conversation with your family members, your children, your church, whoever, then that is a huge red flag that you shouldn't do it. Okay. And number four, the potential of an unequal experience. And what do I mean by that? An unequal experience. A lot of times, if you come home and you have had an experience, and it doesn't have to be part of this, but you're so excited, right, about the experience you had, and your spouse went somewhere else and they didn't have the same experience, then it kind of dulls your light. It kind of dulls your experience, and you're not so willing to open and talk about what happened, what was the good, what was the bad, what was the ugly of that particular situation. It can also happen in this situation as well. So be very, very careful when you decide to explore an open marriage. My thing is that if you have experienced any of the disadvantages in your day-to-day life with your spouse, I don't believe that an open marriage is something that you should explore. Okay. I love you guys to pieces. I am here every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will see you next week.